Hey guys, it's me. I hope that it's actually recording this time. Unfortunately, my university started classes this week and they changed around my schedule without telling me, so I can't deliver my session actually in person later on. But I'm going to run you guys through a video talking about synergy between finance and TM and how you guys can work together and make your LCs grow exchange. Cool. So let me just get my PowerPoint. Oh, that looked great. Awesome. So, like I said, this is going to be all about finance and TM synergy and how you can really capitalize on that to make the LC better. So the first kind of principle I want to go over is that your budget should reflect what you value and what you want to focus on. And that's pretty straightforward, but it's not something that people immediately pick up on. So I just want to run you guys through a few examples using myself. And this part of my problem is actually true. If I have a consistent problem with not having enough food to eat, I should probably allocate more money to food than other things, right? So if I have a problem that I'm not doing well enough in, my budget should reflect that and should focus on that. But right now, and this is not true, but right now my budget, if I get $100 a month, looks like this. And that's a problem. Spending more money on coffee and clothes than I do on food. So take a second and try and decide what my budget should actually reflect, keeping in mind I still have to pay for rent and whatever else. So yeah, what's my problem? What could I do better? Obviously the answer is to change around my budget so that I'm spending less on clothes, less on coffee, and more on food so that I'm solving my problem. This is the same within an LC. If your LC, which a lot of LCs do, has a problem with ICX, then your LC should be investing more in ICX than it should be in OGX, which might already be succeeding, or in member recruitment, which you might need to optimize that process for. So the other thing is that that's dealing with a focus, but the other thing is that if an EB decides what one of their main goals and their main values is empowering their members, then that EB should be spending money on those members, not, for example, on its own retreats. So an example of this would be subsidizing conferences for members to be able to attend that couldn't ordinarily. And so by subsidizing these conferences, you're focusing on member development within your LC and empowering them to do more within your LC. An LC struggling with ICX and with $1,000 might have a budget similar to this. So you would bring in an ICX trainer, and that would cost a lot of money. And you might even do business cards for your ICXers. You still have to spend money on member recruitment and EP recruitment because those are incredibly important parts of your year, and you can't sacrifice those. But you could help optimize all your processes by subsidizing conference fees and sending all of your members, ICXers, OGXers, TMers, anybody, to a conference and educating them on how they can do their job more quickly and more efficiently. So I want you to pause the video now and brainstorm 5 ways that TM can help finance analyze it where investments should be made. Hopefully you guys pause the video. If not, then I hope you guys go ahead and go through that task later. But to give you some ideas, you guys are already tasked with identifying skill gaps within your LC and figuring out where you need to improve those. So go ahead and share those skill gaps with your VP Finance or your finance responsible and make sure that they're making smart investments to reflect that. Figure out what your LC needs to be motivated. Each member is going to be motivated by different things. Sometimes this might be an R&R scheme. Sometimes it might be LC culture. Sometimes it could even be just hanging out with everybody at a social. And if that requires an LC investment, talk to your VP Finance and prove to them that it's worth it. Meet monthly with your VP Finance. This is something that, as I'm going into my VP Finance term, I find incredibly important, and I don't think should just happen between Finance and TM. I think it should happen between Finance and every member of your EB. That way, everybody's on the same page as to what your budget is, what the LC is capable of spending, and what the LC should be spending. And then ROI tracking, which you guys don't need to think about now, we'll talk about it later. So the second kind of point I want to touch on is investing in your members, and this is incredibly important. Like I said, it's incredibly important to empower your members, and most DBs have this goal to empower members, but not everybody reflects that in the investments they make. So the way I see it, there are kind of two ways to invest in members. You can invest in them directly by offering them R&R schemes, which might be as simple as buying somebody, a little Starbucks gift card when they've done a really amazing job. Or it could be as big as offering them a scholarship to go on exchange for doing something incredible. And so you guys are already doing R&R. Most of you that I've talked to are doing it. But using finance to invest in R&R might improve the system. In addition, IXP is incredibly important. If you guys don't know what IXP is, it's called Integrated Experience. And what Integrated Experience means is it's an ISICer who goes on exchange. And these are, in ISIC, our best members. They know the product, they can sell the product, and they're productive because they're passionate about the product, almost always. So invest in IXP. You can market IXP to your LC. You can, again, provide scholarships for your ISICers to go abroad. You can provide subsidies across the board just for any ISICer. There are a lot of ways you can invest in IXP. And then conferences. So directly subsidizing conferences to get your members there and invest in their development. Indirectly, you could invest in bringing a trainer into the LC. On the example earlier, I had an ICX trainer coming into the LC to help train everybody. And then stronger recruitment. If you guys aren't recruiting the members that you need, then maybe you need to do something about that. Invest in more professional materials or invest in a bigger and more exciting way of flyering. Maybe have like balloons or cookies or something really cool. But in that way, you're going to be investing in your recruitment, which is going to get you better members, which is going to grow exchange. So you guys have another task. I want you to pause this video and brainstorm 5 ways your LC can invest in your members. As TM, this shouldn't be that hard for you, so I want you to go for it. So now we get to ROI. I don't expect many people to know what ROI is. I didn't when I was in TM, and I wish I had. ROI is return on investment. So this is essentially when we invest in something, usually we think about financial investments, but we can also look at investments of our time, investments of our efforts, really investments of anything. We want a return. If we don't get a return on that investment, then we're not doing our jobs properly. There are 2 types of ROI. Hard ROI are material gains. So if we invest $30 and we get, if we get the projector for $30, which would never happen, but that projector would be our hard ROI, our hard return on investment. Or if we invest in $30 into a networking event and we end up getting a TN out of it, then that's a very, very good ROI because that TN is money. So cash is often a measurement of hard ROI. Soft ROI is more like member development or member education, stuff like that. So soft ROI is really where TM comes in. If you think about what you guys do on a regular basis, it's training, it's motivation, it's education, development, participation, and culture. You guys invest in this in some way all the time. Even if you don't actually invest in it financially, you're still making investments on your own and as an LC. So TM can really, really aid in the process of tracking these because TM has the best knowledge of development and culture within the LC and everything else I talked about. So it's really important that you guys work with your VP Finances to develop this. And a couple of ways you can do this are your member trackers. Most of you are probably already tracking your members in some way or another, and that's great. Share that with your VP Finance and watch the trends. When you invest in a social, do your members on your tracker become more productive or less productive? Send out surveys is one option, although I'd counsel you against this on a regular basis because nobody really wants to send out surveys. A GCP I can share with you, though, is that if you send out surveys a lot, something you can offer is that if 90% of your membership fills out the surveys, the EB will do a punishment at LCM. And that can be really helpful because everybody wants to see a punishment. Just be careful with your surveys. Make sure they're constructive. Make sure you're actually using them and you're not wasting anybody's time. Also, don't make them too long because everybody will get tired and punishment at LCM won't be worth it. I know a lot of you have one-on-ones with your members at the end of each semester. Start tracking those. Start seeing what really made a difference for those members during the semester and what can be a GCP for later on. And then something that I think ISEC as a whole could improve on is long-term tracking. So this would be, you have a member who joined really early on, and 3 years later he's an LCP. What got him there? And even alumni. What was so important during their ISEC career that got them to where they are now? And that's pretty hard to track, and it's not something that you guys can start now, but it's definitely something that you should think about. So another task is I want you to brainstorm at least 3 ways, independent from these, that you can track ROI. Okay, so using the information that you collect in ROI tracking. The whole reason we do ROI is to make better decisions in the future. So if you help in tracking ROI, you can make smarter financial decisions, which can grow your LC both in membership and in exchange. So you can really make a difference in a lot of lives by helping track ROI and make these better decisions. Your final task is to email all of your ideas to me at this email address. I want to create output and share it with all of ISEC UK. Hopefully I'll be doing this on a Google Doc, so if you guys don't do this week and you do it a month down the road, just make sure you let me know and make sure you make your email stand out because I'll be pretty busy, but I'll hopefully be updating it pretty constantly. The other thing that you need to do is you should be going and finding your VP Finance, your finance responsible, your LCP, whoever's in charge of your finances, and start having this conversation. Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. You guys, there's a lot of empowering information that can grow your LC here. So, I'm back. Hi. Sorry everybody about the session the other day, and sorry that I have to do this. My school and the blizzard I got stuck in were super crazy, super unexpected. I'm still working on finding a plan to deliver that EWA session. It's probably going to end up being another video, but I definitely wanted to get this one to you guys sort of on time. I hope you guys are having a fabulous new year. I hope you are really excited for the year, and if anybody needs any help in EWA, finance, or really anything else that you think I could help you in, go ahead and email me. That's probably the best way to get in contact with me, and we can set up a call. You guys have a great day. Bye.